School closings have wreaked havoc on black and brown neighborhoods. You have a situation where we go from a small school to having 250 children to now in a building having almost 500 children, where young people eat lunch in their classrooms, so it's so overcrowded. Young people at one time ate lunch in the gym room. Special needs children, the children with the most needs, getting their services under the stairs. You're talking about parents who have to meet outside because there is no space in the school. You're talking about a system that leaves black and Latino children behind. You're talking about a system that does not meet the needs of the children that live around the neighborhood. You're talking about a system where if a young child's family member dies, there's no crisis center. But you don't experience that 5 miles from where our schools are. And so systematically, it's a way to educate black folks. The impact of charter schools is probably worse than the spread of HIV in this country. And I'm saying that to say that charter schools are not doing any better than the neighborhood schools. They actually pin parents against each other. And so it's this virus in our community that makes us think new shiny buildings, new teachers, new computers are better than veteran teachers and old school books. And so it's really wreaked havoc in our neighborhoods because it's making you choose. And while they get all the resources, they starve neighborhood schools, which are where generally parents want their kids to go. You want your children to be grounded and to get a family foundations. Public schools are the last stable foundations that we have in these communities, and they are wreaking havoc on them, building more charter schools and pushing toward privatization. The education that are provided in our schools now is not what you call education. These are test factories. These are places where we teach kids to take the test. We've taken out art. We don't have librarians. We don't have music. We don't even have spelling. And so what you have now are text factories. These are not institutions of education. They're institutions of teaching kids how to be prisoners in prisons. You don't have enough money to buy books. You don't have enough money to have enough bodies in the building to even support young people. Just imagine starting the school year off with 52 kindergartners, 1 teacher and no teacher aide. When you go 10 miles from where we are, every teacher has a teacher's aide. Every teacher has an ESP. So that's 3 people in a classroom for 25 kids. In my neighborhood, there's a 34-to-1 ratio. And so does that seem like equity? Does that seem fair? And so my lived experience speaks for itself. There's no equity in these schools. There's no quality in these schools. And you expect for these young people to be college and career ready. How, when you haven't given them the basic needs? I feel like I have no voice in the decisions that are made around education or anything in my community. I feel like a voiceless black mother. The district is always quick to say parents aren't engaged, but I've been engaged since I was 19. I was a teen mother. And so I'm 41, so you're looking at a parent who is engaged, but I feel like I have no voice because of the color of my skin. I make a statement all the time and I get a lot of heat for it, but it's my reality and how I feel. The only mistake me and these young people ever made was being born black. And in 2016, that should not be something that I'm comfortable to say, and that should not be my reality. The United States should be ashamed of itself.